On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Now both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding. And when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him,
"They have no wine."
"Woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come."
His mother said to the servants,
"Whatever he says to you, do it."
Now there were set there 6 water pots of stone, according to the manner of purification of the Jews, containing 20 or 30 gallons apiece.
Fill the water pots with water.
Fill them up to the brim.
Draw some out now, and take it to the master of the feast.
And they took it. And the master of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and did not know where it came from. But the servants who had drawn the water knew. The master of the feast called the bridegroom.
Every man at the beginning sets out the good wine, and when the guests have well drunk, then the inferior. You have kept the good wine until now.
This beginning of signs Jesus did in Cana of Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. After this, he went down to Capernaum, he, his mother, his brothers, and his disciples, and they did not stay there many days. Now, the Passover of the Jews was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. And he found in the temple those who sold oxen and sheep and doves and the money changers doing business. When he had made a whip of cords, he drove them all out of the temple with the sheep and the oxen, poured out the changers' money, and overturned the tables. And he said to those who sold doves,
Take these things away. Do not make my Father's house a house of merchandise.
Then his disciples remembered that it was written, Zeal for your house has eaten me up. So the Jews answered,
What sign do you show to us, since you do these things?
Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up.
It has taken 46 years to build this temple. And will you raise it up in 3 days?
But he was speaking of the temple of his body. Therefore, when he had risen from the dead, his disciples remembered that he had said this to them. And they believed in the scripture and the word which Jesus had said. Now, when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover during the feast, many believed in his name when they saw the signs which he did. But Jesus did not commit himself to them, because he knew all men, and had no need that anyone should testify of man, for he knew what was in man.